So I really like angsty stuff. Oof, I just saw a number of you click away. Yeah, but for those of you who are still here, for the record, I have a friend who really likes fluffy stuff. We'll call her L, because I don't have any other name for her. And I'm pretty sure she wouldn't appreciate getting her privacy violated and getting mentioned in a nobody's YouTube video. One day over the summer, Elle and I were discussing which webtoons we like. Yes, we like webtoons, that's a thing. And she was naming stuff like Sophie, Sappy, the one-eyed cat, and Super Secret, I think. And, you know, fluffy stuff, nice, cute, cats, kitties, puppies, animals, lots of animals. And then I was over here with these indie, super angsty, teenage drama sort of things. I mean, there's Phantom Paradise, which is featured, but then there's also Shelter, which I really, really love. And if you love angst, you should go check it out. The main character is abused, and it's the most jaw-dropping, stomach-turning sort of thing I've ever read. And basically, I was running down the list of what I liked, and she was running down the list of what she liked, and I was sort of pushing my interests onto her like good friends usually do. And then she started saying, you know, you really like teenage angst, drama, you're emo. But I'm not. I don't dress emo, I don't talk emo, I don't look emo, and I don't think emo. I just happen to like angst. I like very, very angsty stuff. The shifting of power always creates this topsy-turvy feeling in my stomach, and I love it because I don't ever get that sort of sensation from anything else. I've seen fluff, I've seen drama, I've seen sadness, and I've seen anger, I've seen comedy, but I have never felt this sort of internal turmoil, and it feels different, it feels great. But my friend Elle doesn't agree. And we really haven't always seen eye to eye, but this is one of the biggest things we disagree on. Now, over the summer, maybe towards the end of it, start of the school year, I found a Reddit post asking why people like angst. And the poster was a huge fan of fluffy stuff, and they gave some reasons on why they like fluff. And I think I wanted to discuss that. Was that the point of this video? I forgot. Ters makes pointless videos that you shouldn't watch. So the original poster phrased their question like this. Angst isn't my cup of tea, but I'm genuinely curious about what motivates others to write it. Do you want to explore a character's backstory? Is it therapeutic? Do you just like making people sad? Now, I think the last one is a little bit over the top, because you need to be sad sometimes in order to know how happiness truly feels. So there's a satirical reply that I'd like to show you, and I love it personally because I love angst, and I understand a lot of people don't, but I genuinely don't understand why people like fluff, because it's empty. There is nothing to it. There's no substance. It's like my videos. It's like empty calories. Yeah, but the comment goes as follows. Fluff isn't my cup of tea, but I'm curious why people write it. Does your character have no history? Is it an attempt to pretend nothing goes wrong in life? Do you just like making people happy? Pardon my salt. I write angst because it's realistic. Shit happens to people. People make mistakes, get hurt, cry, and get mad. They either learn from it, toughen up, get over it, or they don't. If none of this applies to you, you must be existing, not living, existing, in a cozy little bubble. I have to agree with this. Maybe there is someone out there who doesn't, but shit happens in real life, and you have to, learn how to deal with it, and it's really fascinating watching characters learn how to deal with shit. And sometimes angst is overdone. It's like over the top, and I'm not really into that. I'm really into that sort of sweet spot between just enough angst and way too much angst, those are two extremes, and there really isn't a sweet spot at all between those two, but you get my point. So there's a reply to that satirical comment I just showed you that I really like as well, even though it defends fluff. because it really helps me understand why some people might like fluffy stuff. Besides it just making you feel good and warm and nice inside, they argue that life is hard and sometimes they need a break. I'm paraphrasing here. I'm actually not paraphrasing. I'm pretty much quoting and stealing from them. I'll just continue quoting. So it's nice to visit a world where life sucks a little less and people can overcome the odds. I got flashbacks to when I was 12 or 13 and I sat in my living room watching anime all day, and it wasn't, angsty anime. It wasn't, let's see, what's angsty? I don't know, but it wasn't really, dramatic stuff. It was nice stuff. It was happy stuff, because life was hard when I was 12 or 13, and I don't know why, because I was 12 or 13 and life should have been fine, but it was hard, and I wanted a break, and I wanted a world where everything went nicely, where everything went smoothly, and I could immerse myself in that world and pretend to be that character and have everything go right for once in my life. But apparently now I don't want anything to go right at all. I want everyone to suffer and everything to die, and I want the world to burn. Yeah. So my mind right now is relating this back to attachment styles. In case you don't know, attachment styles are basically the type of attachment you form with another person in your interpersonal relationships. There are 3 main attachment styles in the original attachment style theory. The first is secure attachment, where you're securely attached and you really don't have many issues. You're able to work through normal issues in a relationship like a healthy person. Number 2 is ambivalent attachment style, which is where you, my teacher says it comes from overparenting, but I feel like I'm ambivalently attached and I'm not overparented, so I don't know. But basically, the person is unable to work through normal issues like a normal person, and they have trouble working in peer groups, they have trouble forming stable attachments, they have an overwhelming fear of abandonment, etc., etc. Basically, they're unable to process their own emotions and they let them overwhelm them all the time. Number 3 is dismissively attached. Excuse my coughing. But dismissively attached is basically where a person is unable to work through their feelings, so they suppress it. They don't show it. They might be in emotional turmoil, but they won't show it. God, that was a terrible segment, but I'm not going back and re-recording that. I'm recording this in my basement and it's cold as hell. For some reason, I'm thinking that ambivalently attached people who tend to get overwhelmed in their emotions and tend to be preoccupied with the statement of their relationships with others, might have more of an affinity for angst, because there are people like them in there. It's, drama, it's internal turmoil, it's conflict, and I think they might find, solace. I'm trying not to use fancy words. They might find comfort in the fact that there's someone else like them out there. And I'm also thinking that dismissively attached people, it is dismissively attached, right? I forgot the word. But, I'm thinking that dismissively or detached or whatever attached people might prefer fluff because it helps them pretend that everything's okay, because that's what they do. They suppress their feelings. They don't, recall anything. They don't acknowledge the fact that they feel bad or they feel happy or they feel sad or mad. They just feel nothing. And fluff helps them pretend everything's okay. But that's just a personal theory from a student, a high school student. And if you have a better one, you should let me know in the comments down below. I think I'm going to end right here with this substanceless video, and yeah, you're gonna stop listening to me choking over my own words. Bye!